welcome to today's webinar, AI Fundamentals for Food Bloggers. I'm so excited to have everybody here. Before we dive in, let me ask you a question. Have you ever sat down to write a blog post and found yourself staring at a blank screen for what feels like forever? Or spent hours tweaking an SEO title or brainstorming new recipe ideas? If you have, trust me, you're not alone. I've been there too, and that's exactly where AI can help. Now, I know AI can feel a little overwhelming. You might have heard things like AI is going to replace food bloggers. AI is too complicated to use, or AI generated content isn't authentic. But here's the reality. AI isn't here to replace you. It's here to help you work smarter. And it can save you hours of work, help you reach new audiences, and open up new monetization opportunities without sacrificing your creativity. But before we dive in, let's take a quick look at what we're going to be covering today. I know AI can feel overwhelming, especially with all the buzzwords and conflicting opinions out there. But by the end of this webinar, you'll have clear, practical understanding of how AI can help you as a food blogger, whether it's saving time, optimizing content, or unlocking new ways to make money. So here's our game plan for today. We're going to be talking about what AI is. We'll start with a quick breakdown in non-techie, simple terms. AI isn't as complicated as it sounds, and I'll explain it in a way that actually makes sense for all of us. And then we're going to bust some myths. There's a lot of misconceptions about AI. Some people think it's going to replace food bloggers, like I mentioned, or content creators. And other people think it's only for people who are in tech, like software engineers or developers. So we're going to bust some of these myths and talk about how AI is actually just a tool to enhance your work, not take it over. And then we're going to get to the fun part, which is showing you practical ways where you can be helped by AI, whether that's generating content, improving your SEO, analyzing trends, or making recipe development faster. You don't need to figure this out on your own. I'll share some of my favorite tools for content creation and inspiration, plus some quick tips on how to get started without feeling overwhelmed. And AI isn't just for content creators. Huge food brands are already using it to grow their businesses. We'll break down exactly how they're doing it and what food bloggers can learn from them. And AI isn't just about saving time, it's also about a huge opportunity for monetization. I'll walk you through how to identify and pitch an AI and tech brands for collaboration so you can start getting paid to do work with the tools you're already using. Then we'll look at some real life examples of food bloggers just like you who have used AI to grow their audience, improve their content, and save hours of work. Then hopefully we'll have time for Q&A. And so if you have any questions along the way, just drop them in the chat and I'll answer them at the end. So if that sounds good, let's get started. So let's get the introductions out of the way. Maybe you've jumped on a few Zoom calls with me over the years, or we've crossed paths at a conference, or maybe you followed me on social media, or you've seen my name pop up in food tech discussions. But if this is our first time meeting, hi, I'm Sandie, and I've been part of this food blogging space for over a decade. I'm a foodie at heart, and just like you, I've spent years supporting this community, testing recipes, reading blogs, and cheering on bloggers as they build their businesses. It's been amazing to see everyone grow. And honestly, I've cooked a lot of your amazing recipes too, so I'm definitely a fan. But beyond that, I've spent the last 10 years working in food tech, digital content, and recipe innovation. I've worked on everything from shoppable recipes to SEO strategy to AI-driven food platforms. And what I've learned is that the best food bloggers aren't just great cooks, which you all are. They're also great innovators. That's why I started Blueberri. Blueberri is all about helping food bloggers and food tech businesses innovate through smarter content strategies. At its core, Blueberri exists to bridge the gap between food and technology, because great food content isn't just about cooking. It's about storytelling, it's about visibility, and staying ahead of the digital trends that shape how people discover recipes. So what does that mean for you? Why am I here? Well, I want to help food bloggers scale their content faster and smarter with technology, providing strategies that actually work, creating educational resources, webinars like this one, and digital resources designed specifically for food bloggers. I started Blueberri because I saw so many talented food creators struggling to keep up with the algorithm changes, SEO updates, and new platforms. So my goal is to really make sure that you're not just keeping up, but you're leading the way. And today's session is just the beginning. So why should you care about AI at all? Well, let's talk about what's happening in content creation right now. Did you know that over 90% of content creators use AI tools in some capacity today? That means that your competitors are probably using it too. And that makes sense, right? AI can help you save hours on content creation, increase engagement with smart strategies, unlock new ways to make money. And here's the thing, if you've ever used Grammarly, Canva, or Google's autocomplete, congratulations, you're already using AI. This isn't some scary, complicated tech. It's just a tool to make your life easier. Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to start with the basics. What is AI? AI, as you know, stands for artificial intelligence. But a simple way to think about it is like this. AI is like your super smart kitchen assistant. You know how a stand mixer helps you save time when baking? You don't have to manually do it yourself. So AI does the same thing for blogging or content creation in general. It takes repetitive tasks off your plate so you can focus on the creative parts of the things you love to do. We're also going to break down a few key terms using some food analogies, because it's just easier to understand when we talk about food. That's something that we all know and love. So you may have seen some of these terms just reading about AI, either abbreviated or in an acronym. So we're going to break them down, the five major ones. So the first one is machine learning, or ML. So think of machine learning like your sourdough starter. So the more data, flour and water you feed it, the better it gets at making predictions, like which recipes will perform best on your blog. So we're training the machine learning model. The next term is natural language processing, NLP. Think of NLP as the recipe book of AI. It helps AI understand and write human language, like when you use ChatGPT to generate a blog post or draft. The next term is generative AI. So generative AI is like your sous chef, but very creative. It can brainstorm recipe ideas, rewrite captions, or even generate images of dishes. Think of generative as new. Predictive AI, this is like the meal planner that figures out what need to do next. It predicts the best times to post, which content will perform best, and even suggest trends before they happen. Think of prediction as the future. And last, conversational AI. This is like the waiter at the restaurant for your blog. It's the technology behind chatbots and virtual assistants, Google Assistant, Alexa, or Siri. I'm trying to whisper so Siri doesn't hear me. It answers cooking questions in real time on your site. So conversational AI. No matter how you say it, it always comes back with the right answer. And you know what? The truth is, AI powered content creation will save businesses over 30% of their time by 2026. Wouldn't you want 30% of your time back? I know I would. Okay, so I love this game. Okay, here's the Mythbuster section. So, which is a myth? You're right. AI will replace me as a food blogger. In reality, AI is just a tool. It won't take away your creativity. Just think of it like a food processor. It helps, but you decide what to make. Okay, here's another one. AI is only for tech savvy people. You're right. That's a myth. If you can use Canva or Pinterest, you can use AI. Most tools are designed to be super user friendly, so you don't have to worry about it being too complicated. Okay, using AI means my content won't feel authentic. You're right, that's a myth. You're still the creator. AI helps with ideas and efficiency, but your voice and expertise will always shine through. So don't worry about that. Another myth, AI tools are expensive and complicated. You know, there's so many free tools out there or open source tools from ChatGPT's free plan to Canva's AI powered design features. You really don't need to spend a fortune to start using AI. In fact, for bloggers who are looking to save time and money, AI tools are definitely the way to go. Okay, so now let's talk about some real ways AI can help you as a food blogger. Remember, AI is a tool that saves time so that you can do the parts of blogging you love. I'm going to be repeating this a lot today. So for SEO optimization, for example, AI tools help you find the best keywords and optimize your blog posts. For content creation, AI can help you draft blog posts, social media captions, and video scripts in minutes. Also for recipe development, all of you are content creators in food. AI can help suggest ingredient substitutions, generate unique recipe ideas, and format recipes for SEO. This is a brainstorming technique, not a replacement for a real recipe. I repeat, this is a brainstorming technique, not a replacement for a real recipe. But that's still helpful though, right? Also, for social media, AI scheduling tools can automate posts, analyzing engagement for the best posting time. Every platform has its own algorithm for posting times, and it can be hard to figure out which posting time works best. But AI can help you take the guesswork out of that. For image and video editing, AI can help you remove backgrounds, enhance food photos, and even create AI generated recipe videos. So the possibilities for AI is quite vast. So Google, Pinterest, and smart assistants actually prioritize structured recipe data. To optimize your recipes for AI powered search, it's really important to use structured data or schema markup for Google and voice assistants, adding alternative ingredients for your personalization, and writing clear, scannable instructions for AI powered discovery. I talk more about what I mean by structured recipe schema on my blog at blueberry.co. I know that's like such a mouthful, but I plan on creating more webinars about this topic in the future. But in the meantime, you can always go to my blog on blueberry.co to learn more about this. The goal in all of this is to make sure your recipes are included in places and platforms where people are discovering and cooking. And these places are not just the web, but outside the web. You might be wondering, which AI tools should I actually use? Now, just a disclaimer, I'm not promoting any tool in particular. I'm actually tool and brand agnostic, but you should know what's out there, at least as a way to get started. There are actually a lot of tools out there, but you don't need to use them all. I recommend starting with just one or two tools based on what you need right now. Um, so for content creation and blogging, these are just some examples. So Jasper AI, it generates blog drafts, social media captions, and even recipe intros. Grammarly, has been around for a really long time, but it continues to be a more and more powerful tool. AI-powered grammar and style suggestions to help you polish your writing. And one of the things I really like about Grammarly is that you can actually create a voice and style guide, and then it will apply those principles to your writing. So it's a really great tool. And for SEO, there's tools like Surfer SEO, which uses AI-based keyword research and content recommendations to optimize your content. And also SEMrush, who has recently continued to add AI features to help analyze SEO performance and find new opportunities. So it's also using elements of predictive AI as well. Now, for recipe development and content ideas, ChatGPT is great for brainstorming unique recipe variations and answering audience questions. So many bloggers I've talked to, they have these so much comments in their feed, and just keeping up with them can be challenging. Another cool thing is McCormick, the spice brand. They recently included a AI feature called Flavor Print, and it uses AI to suggest trending flavors and ingredient pairings. And for analytics and insights, all of you are familiar with Google Analytics, but they've also recently included an AI feature that helps track what content resonates most with your audience to surface those insights. One feature that's been gaining traction among the food blogger community is actually a feature by Microsoft. It's called a platform by Microsoft called Clarity. Clarity actually uses AI to track user behavior with heat maps and session recordings to help you see patterns in the way your followers are engaging with your platform, so that you can make decisions about what you should adjust, what you should keep doing, what you should stop doing. And last year, they launched a plugin specifically for food blogs. So it's really interesting. And it's 100% free, open source. There's no fee. So with all of these, points, instead of getting overwhelmed, just like I said, pick one tool and experiment with it this week. Maybe you use AI to help with SEO or to write your next Instagram caption. Just start small. So I want to introduce you to someone who's just like many of you, Hanlor, the food blogger behind Sugar Yums. So Hanlor started her blog as a passion project, sharing recipes inspired by European desserts. But as her blog grew, maybe you guys can relate to this, she found herself completely overwhelmed. Her biggest challenge is she was spending over 5 hours writing a single blog post. SEO and keyword research felt confusing and time consuming. She was struggling to keep up with social media, blog updates, and engagement while still having time to test new recipes. She felt like she was spending more time on the tech side of blogging than actually creating recipes. And honestly, I think a lot of bloggers have felt that way at some point. So Hannah decided to give AI a try. And by starting small. So here's what she did. She used AI to draft her blog post. Instead of just staring at a blank screen, just, you know, uh, waiting for inspiration to come, she used AI and it generated a well-structured blog post in minutes, and she just had to refine it. So she did go in and make adjustments, but imagine the time it saved her by having somewhere to start. She also tried AI to analyze which keywords would help her post rank higher instead of just guessing. She used it to schedule and repurpose social media posts, saving over 3 hours per week. She got 3 hours a week back of her life. And within just 3 months, here's what happened. Her blog traffic increased by 40% because she was now optimizing posts correctly. She cut her content creation time from 5 hours per post to just 1 hour. And so she had more time to focus on monetization, pitching to brands, and creating sponsored content instead of just drowning in back end tasks. And that's what I want you to take away from this. AI isn't here to take over. It's here to free up your time so you can focus on creating and growing your business. Maybe you're not spending 5 hours on every blog post, but think about where your time is going. How long do you spend on SEO research? How much time do you lose formatting posts? How many hours do you spend scheduling Instagram and Pinterest content? But what if you could automate or speed up those tasks so you could spend more time testing new recipes, write more content that actually ranks, engage with your audience, and monetize better? That's the power of AI. It's not to replace you, but to give you back your time. So far, we've talked about how AI can help you as a food blogger, but AI isn't just for content creators, it's already being used by some of the biggest brands in the industry. Now, what does that matter? Because the same technology that's helping Oreo create new flavors, Gusto forecast trends, the same technology can help you optimize your blog, reach more people, and find new monetization opportunities. So let's look at these three companies. So let's start with Gusto. Gusto is a UK-based meal kit company. You probably heard of HelloFresh or Blue Apron, right? Well, Gusto takes meal kits to the next level. They use AI by using demand forecasting. So how that works is they use AI to analyze millions of data points, customer orders, seasonal trends, even weather patterns. And they use predictive AI to see which recipes will be most popular in the coming weeks and adjust their ingredients orders accordingly. So this reduces food waste, it cuts costs, and ensures customers always get fresh ingredients. So for food bloggers, this kind of AI-driven trend prediction is really changes a lot of things. Because imagine if you could use AI to predict which food trends will go viral next season. Imagine if you could optimize your recipe lineup based on what your audience wants before they even search for it. And imagine if you could plan content in advance, knowing exactly which ingredients and flavors will be trending. So AI tools like Google Trends, ChatGPT, and Surfer SEO can help you do this right now, just like Gusto does for meal kits. Then we have Me and You, a startup that's completely changing the way people order food at restaurants. So, have you ever scanned a QR code at a restaurant to order food? I did this a lot when I lived in Asia. Well, Me and You takes it a step further by using AI-powered personalization. So customers can scan a QR code and AI analyzes their previous orders dietary preferences, and popular menu items. And based on that data, AI suggests the perfect dish or drink recommendation for each person. So every customer has a personalized menu experience. Now, as a food blogger, imagine applying the same AI personalization to your content by using AI to recommend personalized recipes to your audience based on their preferences, creating dynamic meal plans that adjust based on dietary restrictions, and optimizing your blog's user experience by using AI-powered content recommendations. AI isn't just changing how restaurants serve customers, it's also changing how audiences interact with food content online. So if you've ever used Netflix, Amazon, or Spotify's recommendations, you've already seen AI personalization at work. So like now, food bloggers can do the same thing. And finally, we have Mondelez International, a global food giant. And they're also using AI in a really cool way. So Mondelez owns some of the biggest snack brands that I love: Oreo, Chips Ahoy, Ritz Crackers, Triscuit. But they're actually using AI to create new snack flavors. So their AI system scans millions of social media posts to analyze what flavors, ingredients, and textures people are really excited about. AI picks up emerging food trends and, like, for example, maybe people are suddenly obsessed with spicy sweet combinations or nostalgic childhood flavors. And based on this data, again, remember, AI is using data. Mondelez develops new snack flavors that are more likely to go viral. Like, remember the Oreo most stuffed flavor? AI helped predict that consumers wanted a super stuffed Oreo variation. And the launch of spicy and sweet Chips Ahoy, AI-driven data analysis showed that spicy and sweet was trending in desserts. Now, how can you use this strategy as a food blogger? You can use AI-powered trend tracking tools to spot food trends early, create viral content before the trend explodes, just like Mondelez does with their snack flavors, and pitch brands and companies based on AI-driven audience insights, showing them why your content aligns with what's trending. But we'll talk about that more in a bit. This is a perfect example of how AI doesn't replace creativity, it actually enhances it. The world's biggest food companies are already using AI for marketing, content strategy, and innovation. So why shouldn't food bloggers? So what can we learn from these brands? Gusto teaches us that AI-powered trend forecasting can help us plan content ahead of time and optimize SEO strategies. Me and You shows us that AI-powered personalization can improve how audiences engage with our content, whether it's recipe recommendations, meal plans, or dynamic blog features. And Mondelez International proves that AI-driven insights help create viral food opportunities, and bloggers who use AI can stay ahead. So the question is, if big brands are using AI to grow, why shouldn't you? And the best part, you don't need $1 million budget to do it. AI-powered tools for food bloggers are already available. You just need to start using them. So we've talked about how AI can save you time and help you create better content, but let's be honest, time isn't the only thing we want to optimize. We want to make money because AI isn't just a tool to help you work faster. It's also a way to unlock new income streams as a food blogger, as a content creator, as a food influencer. So if you've ever thought, I wish I had more ways to monetize my content, I'd love to make money beyond ad revenue and sponsored posts, how do I get tech companies to work with me? Here's where you want to pay attention. The first way AI helps with monetization is by expanding where your content can live. Traditional food blogging revolves around your website, Pinterest, and Instagram, but AI allows you to repurpose your content across new platforms like AI-powered voice assistants, shoppable recipe platforms, AI-generated video content, automated meal planning apps. For example, instead of just posting a written recipe on your blog, you could use AI to turn it into a narrated audio version for Alexa. You could automatically format recipes for meal planning apps, allowing users to add your ingredients to their shopping lists with just one click. AI-powered video generators like Runway AI can help convert your written recipes into dynamic cooking videos, making it easier to monetize on YouTube and TikTok. And just as I'm mentioning these tools, new tools are popping up every time. That's why I'm tool and brand agnostic, because tomorrow or after we finish this webinar, a new tool could emerge. But the point is, more platforms you're on equals more visibility, equals more opportunities to monetize. Most food bloggers focus on partnerships with traditional food brands, and that's not wrong. It's actually great. But AI opens up a huge untapped opportunity to collaborate with tech brands, AI companies, and data-driven food platforms. Because AI and tech companies actually need food bloggers to help them create content, test their tools, and promote their platforms. Shoppable recipe platforms are always looking for food bloggers to feature their content. AI-powered SEO and content tools need food bloggers to showcase how their platforms work. The example is Microsoft Clarity. It's not primarily for food bloggers, but they realized that actually food bloggers could also benefit from it. And as food bloggers discovered it, they decided to create a whole plugin for the community. So the key is position yourself as a valuable content partner for these brands. One of the hardest parts of monetizing your blog is convincing brands they want to work with you. But AI actually makes pitching easier because it allows you to present data-driven results in your proposal. Here's what I mean. Instead of saying, I have an engaged audience, use AI to generate data-backed insights. So you could say, my blog reaches 50,000 monthly visitors, and AI predicts a 30% engagement increase with recipe automation tools. That's one thing. Then, instead of saying, I can promote your product on Instagram, you could say, my AI optimized content calendar shows that posting your AI tool on Mondays at 10 a.m. drives 2 times higher engagement. The secret is brands love working with creators who have data-driven strategies, and AI can help you provide those insights in minutes. So, more fun. How can you collaborate with AI and food tech brands? So you're thinking, I wish I could collaborate with more brands, but I don't know where to start. Or how do food bloggers even work with tech companies? Or are AI and tech brands even interested in food bloggers? The answer is yes, they are. And right now, there's a huge opportunity for food bloggers who know how to position themselves correctly. Tech brands are actively looking for content creators to help them showcase their tools in action, create tutorials and content around their platforms, offer feedback on their AI-driven products. But let's talk about what a tech partnership is. It's a collaboration between you, the content creator, and a tech or AI-driven company that offers its services relevant to food content, blogging, or digital strategy. So think of it like you might want to partner with a cookware brand to showcase their newest appliance. In the same way, you can partner with an AI-powered recipe platform, an SEO tool, or a social media automation brand to show how their tech works for food bloggers. And the best part is tech companies often have larger budgets than food brands. They're always looking for innovative content creators, and AI and food tech are rapidly growing fields, meaning there's a long-term opportunity there. So a lot of bloggers assume tech partnerships are only for tech influencers, but that is not true. AI, food tech, and SaaS, software as a service companies, need food bloggers because they need real world use cases. Most AI platforms are built by engineers, not content creators in food. They need creators like you to test their tools and provide valuable feedback. They need content marketing. AI tools rely on educational content to attract users. So if you can show how their tool helps food bloggers, you become a valuable partner. And they need audience trust. Your audience trusts your recommendations, and tech brands know that if a food blogger endorses their platform, it holds much more weight than traditional advertising. So if you've thought, oh, why would an AI company want to work with me? The real question is, why wouldn't they? Just like you do a sponsored post for a food brand, you can do one for AI powered platforms, recipe optimization tools, or meal planning apps. For example, a recipe organization tool might sponsor a post where you show how it helps bloggers manage their recipe database. And many AI platforms offer affiliate programs, so you can earn commission for every person who signs up through their link. Many tools like Jasper AI, Surfer SEO, and Metricool all have affiliate programs that pay bloggers for referrals. And I love being a beta tester. I'm a beta tester on a lot of tools that have nothing to do with food, but just optimizing my workflow. And it's a great way to get access to free features, be hands-on in the development of a product. AI startups often need food bloggers to test their software before launch. This can turn into a paid consulting opportunity where you help shape the product. For example, if a company is building an AI powered recipe generator, they might pay you to test it and provide feedback on its accuracy and usefulness. And if you have a large recipe collection, some AI companies will pay you to license your content to help train their models. So, for example, a lot of shoppable recipe platforms might pay you to add structured data to your recipe so their AI can understand them better. So, the bottom line is tech partnerships go far beyond just sponsored posts. There are multiple ways to collaborate and monetize. Okay, so you're wondering, okay, Sandie, this sounds great, but how do I actually get these partnerships? Tech brands aren't always looking for just any blogger. So that's the condition. They want bloggers who are tech savvy or are willing to experiment with AI tools or tech tools in general. They look for bloggers who are creating content around digital strategy, food blogging, business tips, or recipe optimization. So you're already creating this type of content. And those who are positioning themselves as forward thinking and innovative. So here's how you can make your blog and brand more attractive to tech companies. Start talking about tech on your platforms. Share how you're using AI tools to improve your workflow. Create content around blogging strategies and monetization and digital growth, not just recipes. And don't forget, tag them, tag them, tag them. Make sure you're engaging with AI and tech companies on social media. Follow them, comment on their posts, join their communities. Tech brands love to see creators who are already using their tools. But you know this already, right? It's the same principles that apply with food brands. It's just you're applying them to tech partnerships. And make sure you optimize your work with me page so that it shows that you really want to work with tech brands. Make sure your page reflects that. Instead of just having, I work with food brands, say, I specialize in working with AI and tech brands that help food bloggers grow. If you position yourself as a go-to expert in this space, brands will start coming to you. So here say you want to pitch an AI-powered meal planning app. and you send an email, the email could say, "Hi, I'm a food blogger and I'd love to collaborate with you. You can reach out with this template." On another webinar, I'll discuss more about how to know the right person to reach out to and more. Now, this is the moment to decide. Are you going to wait and see where AI takes the food blogging industry, or are you going to position yourself as a leader in this space? Right now, we are in the early stages of AI, transforming content creation. And the bloggers who start experimenting with AI today will be the ones who stand out, secure brand partnerships, and future proof their businesses. The reality is change is coming, whether we embrace it or not. The future and the difference between those who succeed and those who struggle is just preparation. The more you learn, test, and adapt now, the easier it'll be to stay ahead as AI becomes more integrated into the industry. So I really, really encourage you, don't wait until AI is mainstream to start using it. Start small, try new tools, and be open to new ways of working smarter, not harder, which I'm always about. Because the future isn't just about who's the best at creating content. You're all amazing at it. It's about who's best at adapting to the new opportunities AI and other emerging technologies bring. We've talked about what AI is, how brands are using it, how you can monetize it, but how do you make sure you don't fall behind? Because it can get overwhelming. There's always new things coming up. But AI isn't just a trend, it's actually a fundamental shift in how content is created, discovered, and monetized. Think about social media. 10 years ago, bloggers who embraced Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube early built huge audiences and secured brand deals before everyone else caught on. AI is having the same moment right now. The food bloggers who start experimenting with AI today will be the ones who stand out in a crowded space, secure brand partnerships before everyone else jumps in, and future proofs their businesses for long-term success. So how do you make sure you're ahead? Let's break it down. First, let's get one thing straight. AI is no longer an option. Think about the last time you searched for a recipe. Maybe you typed it into Google, maybe you asked Siri, maybe you even looked at AI-powered recommendations on Pinterest or TikTok. The way people find and engage with recipes is changing, has changed. And if you want to stay competitive, you really need to understand how AI is shaping content distribution. Google and Pinterest prioritize AI optimized content. AI powered voice assistants read structured recipes out loud first, and AI generated meal planning tools pull content from food blogs. So the bloggers who adapt to these shifts early will dominate search results and engagement. Now, like we mentioned earlier, some bloggers worry that AI will replace content creators. And let me tell you, it won't. AI is a tool, not a replacement for creativity. Remember the stand mixer? It speeds up the process. It takes care of repetitive tasks, but it still needs a skilled baker. That's you. Your voice, your expertise, and storytelling are what makes your blog stand out. AI just helps you get there faster and smarter. The key to staying ahead is using AI to enhance your work, not replace what makes you unique. AI is evolving quickly, which means staying informed. And that is just as important as using the tools. If you want to stay ahead of other content creators, just make it a habit to follow AI and food tech news, test out new AI tools, experiment early. So that means that you'll master the tools before others do, and before the industry gets overly saturated by users. And join other communities discussing AI, whether it's LinkedIn groups, Slack channels, food tech webinars. A lot of these webinars are also free and virtual. They're really great ways to just expose yourself to what people are talking about. You may be surprised. And also surrounding yourself with forward-thinking creators like you, that will help you learn what they're also doing. The more you learn, the more opportunities you'll see before these things become mainstream. The biggest mistake that I see content creators make is trying to figure it all alone, trying to figure it all out alone. One of the fastest ways to stay ahead is to align yourself with brands and creators who are already using AI. So, partnering with AI-powered recipe platforms, attending AI and food webinars, like I mentioned, just to see where AI is going next. And, engaging with brands on social media, commenting on their LinkedIn posts, joining discussions on Blue Sky or Slack. And again, beta testing. Don't forget about beta testing. And, many times platforms don't promote that they have a beta testing group, but I've even gone to the point where I just email the developers directly and ask them if I can be a beta tester, and it always works. So bloggers who position themselves as early adopters will have the best opportunities. AI isn't just about doing what you're already doing, but faster. It's also about thinking differently about how you create and distribute content. Could AI help you create interactive recipe guides? Could you turn blog posts into AI narrative audio for smart speakers? Could you use AI generated videos to expand onto YouTube and TikTok? The bloggers who experiment with AI today will be the ones leading the industry tomorrow. So don't just use AI to keep up, use it to create new opportunities. And the bloggers who adapt now will be the ones who succeed in the next 5 years. So my challenge to you today is take one step today, whether it's exploring an AI tool, reading about emerging trends, or reaching out to a tech brand. Do something that puts you ahead of where you were yesterday. Actually, attending this webinar is actually a first great step just to expose you to what's happening. I hope it motivates you, because the future of food blogging isn't about who creates the most content. It's about who adapts the fastest. And I want that to be you. So what can you do next? Now that we've covered everything, what's your next step? So my challenge to you is try just one AI tool this week. Use AI for SEO, optimization, try AI for content generation, automate social media posts. It really doesn't matter where you start, to be honest. Just pick one area of your workflow and see how AI can help you work smarter, not harder. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help. All right, so let's open the floor. If you have any questions, I know that was a lot to digest. So if you need time to think about your questions, you can also reach out to me later. Um, but I will stop sharing my screen and see if anybody has any questions. Okay. All right. I don't see any questions in here, and that's totally fine. Oh, hey, Mai. Great. Yes. What's my favorite tool right now? I would say what's my favorite tools right now? Um, uh, so I really love using Canva. Shocker to everyone. I'm sure many of you are using Canva. The reason why I like using Canva is not just because of the tool itself. It's also because of uh, their whole brand ethos towards empowering creators. Even though they use AI, I feel like it's hands of enough for you to feel like you're part of the creation process, but it saves you so much time. I can't draw, I can't take a good picture to save my life. So just being able to use it, and I started using the paid version a few years ago, but I had used Canva when they first became a startup for free for maybe like 4 or 5 years. And then I started. So I really like Canva. Um, and I do really enjoy using ChatGPT as well. And the pro version, the reason why I like the pro version is because it's only 19.99 a month, which I think is great. And it curates other machine learning models that you can use. So ChatGPT is just one umbrella, but it actually uses a lot of other AI platforms to help you generate content ideas. So it uses Dolly, it uses other ones to do that. So, I think ChatGPT is a great place to start because it actually exposes you to all the other options that are out there. And then, oh man, there's just so many. Uh, yeah, I think, and I've seen so many that also automate comments that many people are using on Instagram as well. So there's just so many tools. I feel like I use them so much. They've become so much a part of my workflow. I don't think you know, but I feel like ChatGPT is a good gateway to start conceptualizing things. And the great thing about AI tools that are generative and predictive is, especially generative ones like ChatGPT. There's many. There's Claude. There's so many. It actually remembers. Um, uh, things about you or things that you input. And disclaimer, do not put anything that's confidential in ChatGPT or any AI model because there's no governance around it right now and it is public. But if you can put placeholders in its space, but I don't have to tell it that I'm Blueberry every time. It knows that my company's name is Blueberri. It knows what my voice and style is. It knows, how I want it to write for every platform, and I can adjust it. I can prompt it. So those are my favorite tools. Okay, another question: what services does Blueberri offer that could help me get started with using AI for recipe creation? Um, yeah, so Blueberri, one of the things that, as I mentioned, why I started Blueberri is because I really want to support the food blogging community. And, first of all, my specialty was recipe optimization and platform optimization. So using AI to help you structure your recipe content so that you can use the AI platforms in the way that will give you the insights you need and help you monetize for experiences off the web. So, before I was talking about recipe schema and structured content, I worked on so much experiences outside of the web. I feel that content creators really need more exposure around that. And there's so much untapped opportunities to do that. But because recipe content is only formatted for the web, that is really limiting them with opportunities to power new experiences, how people are going to continue to cook well into the future. So if anybody is interested in learning more about that, please feel free to reach out to me. Oh, my CapCut is great. That's a good, and Mai says she's using Gemini to write recipe captions too. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Okay. Well, If there's no other questions, I thank you so much, everyone, for attending. And for those who are watching this live recording, I hope this was helpful to everyone. You know, if today's session got you thinking about monetization and AI partnerships, our next webinar will be diving even deeper into how you can unlock new income opportunities. It's also going to be free. And it's really going to be focusing more on leveraging B2B platforms to connect with tech partners. And if there's any other topics that you feel you'd like to learn more about, please let me know. So this is the first episode of or webinar in Blueberri Academy, and I hope to continue to share more opportunities and learning because all of this information should be free and these basics. So I appreciate you guys for joining, and I can't wait to see how you start using AI in your flute blogging journey. And if you have any questions, reach out to me at Blueberri Biz everywhere. That's with an I, not a Y. And I'll see you next time. Bye.